Yup, I got my favorite shirt on. I just bought it too.
Yeah. Let me see what you got. Oh yeah, I like that shirt. What's that?
Alexander McQueen.
Is that?
Check.
No, that's
Check.
Is this your one?
Check.
Is that?
My mic made that.
There you go. There you go.
All right, that's good right there. Turn it down a little bit more.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Reason why, now let me just say this, because I be liking people to know what's going on. Oh, my God, I got to really stand up sometimes.
Wow, yeah, I know how that feel.
But it triggered it from.
What was you doing? Was you blinking?
No, wild in my back pocket.
Oh, yeah, and it alignment, it knock your alignment out.
That's what caused the bone spur.
Wow.
And it caused arthritis in my right hip.
Wow.
But I was blinking and all that, but I was in pain. I went to a bowling joint. I'm like, yo, I'm sore as shit. But I'm glad that, but now I just know, first of all, poor posture is real with young people too.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you ain't working out, let me talk about my shirt first. I got more clothes than 5 rich guys. So I never really have to buy no clothes.
Right.
I use it for retail therapy. I don't care if the shirt costs $3. Mm-hmm. It'll make me feel good.
Right.
This shirt, you will add a couple zeros to it. Nah, about 200, something like that, 2 something. Alexander McQueen, I liked it. I was in Bloomingdale's in Florida. Mm-hmm. I said, let me get that. And that was the last week when I wore it on Monday. I just came back. I wore it on Monday just to come to the show.
Right.
But I felt like I didn't get my money's worth because I'm like, wait a minute. I got off the plane. I got off the plane at 3:40.
And put it right on.
By the time I got here, put it right on. And I was in this joint dripping. I said, wait a minute. That was only like 6 hours of Alexander. So I said, I'm wearing it next Monday.
All right, so.
Yep.
All right.
So what? I got on the same shirt last week.
No, because look how far I am out of the fashion world. Because I'm not going to tell you.
What you thought was this? What? What? Say it. What these?
MCA Records.
I'm down with MCA. Who was that? The Beastie Boys?
Yeah, Mary J. Blige used to be on MCA.
Yeah, I'm the CEO of MCA Records. You already know. You see it right here on my chest.
I'm looking at. I'm like, is that? But I ain't want to ask you now because
this is Alexander McQueen.
Look at it.
Ever since I hear Jay-Z talk about it, that's how we get introduced to.
But that's how we get introduced to a lot of designers because
celebrities, influencers,
they do influence the fashion industry. We as a people are trendsetters.
Right.
When we I don't care what nobody say about us.
You know how long MCM been?
MCM is old. I wore MCM in high school.
But AC, that's the only place you could have got a pair of MCM
and
back in the 80s.
Besides New York, Gucci's at Atlantic City at Caesar's Palace.
It was like $295. $295 was like having a stack right now. I don't care how much you stay. A stack is not a lot of money. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Stack is a lot of money when you ain't got it.
Exactly.
When you got it, it's a lot of money. Just go ahead and blow.
A nice little come up.
No, I'm just saying, like, seriously, that's
for real, though.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. You'll be ready to treat everybody in your house if you got a free stack.
Hey,
stack of yarns. But what I'm trying to say is,
my other watchers,
the MCMs. Like, when I first seen, I bought the blue and red one when I was in the MCM store. Let me just tell you. All right, no, we getting off that.
Right.
You could be your own designer, but back to retail therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Retail therapy I have. It's not about how much you spend for it.
No.
You don't have to spend a lot.
No, as long as you look good.
Long as you put it together. Now, you can't be bragging.
Yes.
Talking about you this and that, and you wearing cheap shit.
Right.
Because I know a lot of guys that wear fake jewelry. I know a few guys, I'll say their name. I know a few guys that wear fake jewelry, fake ice. And sometimes I be wanting to say, honest to God truth. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with hate. Like, you know that damn ice. You know that gold ain't supposed to be that color.
Let me say something.
No, no, there's only one person I know that keep it real. I ain't gonna say who his name is. Okay. He don't give a fuck. He wear fake head to toe Louis Gucci. He don't give a fuck. He'll make his own Gucci head to toe.
Let me tell you, these jewelry stores is fugazi as well.
They is.
Because if you don't know diamonds.
Listen, ladies, if you got a bust down and he bought it, go get it checked out.
I'm telling you. Because.
And go to a jeweler that you don't know because they got fake diamond testers too.
I'm telling you. If you get a diamond and I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna say, go get this shit appraised. I don't give a damn if people feelings be hurt or not. Go get it appraised, because people be selling fake shit in these jewelry stores, and then you go get it appraised, and they be like, that is a glass, okay, or a cubic, and not even a good cubic at that. Some of these jewelry stores, if you don't know diamonds, you don't know what to look for. I remember I knew a jeweler. A friend of mine knew a jeweler, and he brought us down. He was in Jewelers Row. This was years ago. He said, I'm going to tell y'all, he told us about the F1s, the VVS. He explained all the different numbers, the diamonds, the way it should look. If this one have a flaw, how many should have one flaw and all that. And he said a lot of people sell fake diamonds, even on Jewelers Row.
That's true.
And he was like, make sure you know what to look for. And he showed us how to look at the diamond through the little, and it was a very valuable lesson.
Right.
Because now, you can't tell me that's a diamond, because I know I can look at it a certain way in a certain light, rub it up against something, and you can tell, because they be spending a lot of money on fugazi out here.
Let me just say this:
if you're gonna spend a lot of money, make sure it's real. Because I don't see the point of you spending like $5,000 on something fake when you could have bought something real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for real. And it's just
no, that's
ridiculous.
true. I wanted to piggyback off a topic, right, where I got sit low on the end of the seat.
All right, that's
because
okay.
my sciatica nerve. I still don't get it twisted, girl.
I know. Listen. I'm. See, you get. I'm over here empathetic.
You can still say yeah, though.
I'm over here empathetic to you, because I know how it feel to have sciatica. It hurt so bad. I remember one time I thought I had a stroke.
And it just come out of nowhere.
Listen, I thought I had a stroke. My leg would not move. Literally, it was like paralyzed, and I couldn't move. And I'm in the kitchen stuck, like, oh my God. Yep. And I went to the hospital, and the doctor gave me a CAT scan or whatever, looked at my back, and he was like, did you fall? And I'm like, look, it looked like you got a crack on your spine. And I'm like, my spine crack? Like, I didn't fall. So they gave me an x-ray first. And then after the x-ray looked like that, they gave me the CAT scan. And then he was straight up like, what kind of work you do? And I was doing CNA work. Then he was like, well, I'm telling you right now, like, you'll never be able to do that again. He said, your vertebrae are like literally sitting on top of each other.
You're supposed to use your legs when you pick shit up, put it down. There's a lot of things you're not conscious of.
When you're young.
Mine came from 3 car accidents where I wasn't involved. Somebody rear-ended me, not on duty. A car I just bought a brand new
hey Shannon.
Armada. The commercial came out. I went and got this the next day. I went and got it. While I was suing for lemon law, I can say this now.
Go ahead. Gave you a lemon.
This car had 3,000 miles on it. They had brake effects, like sound like road to the road. Like, I'm like, yo, this is a brand new. Why is it making this noise? They did not know what was wrong with it, so it was a defect. They did a recall. I had that John for about 13 months. They gave me every dime back.
Wow.
My $6,500 I put down on the car, they gave me every dime back that I paid. And guess what?
I'm glad you said that.
Before I got paid, somebody rear-ended me in that John.
Wow. Wow.
But
you ain't get
it
the
was
money
only a
then?
fender bender. Did I? I got paid.
I'm about to say that shit that I had affected
but that's what the reason why I brought that up. The smallest whiplash will have you put a crack in your spine.
Mm-hmm.
The smallest turn around fast, the smallest duck, the smallest, like you jump a rope and you great jumping, the smallest, like in boxing, like for instance, like you may duck a jab. You might want to duck that. I might have to throw an overhand right. You may want to duck that. You're a CNA, you work in the hospital, you might bend down and go pick something up real fast. So ladies, we no longer, and go to the topic I'm going to bring up, and I think it's about, is this being a chauvinist or isn't it? And I'm going to tell you the question.
Okay.
Ladies, we're no longer bending down, picking stuff up for y'all once we get to 35. That's the rule.
Lady, get a grabber like the...
Listen, I'm giving the young guys some game. Gentlemen, if you over 35, do not, if she drops something, let her
Ladies, drop your handkerchief and test EA.
Ladies, let her pick it up. We not jeopardizing getting Spine, no, I ain't gonna say spine bifida because I don't even remember what that is. That's corny. I was making a joke. All right, sciatica.
Yes.
Disc, slip disc,
Yes.
vertebrae issues. I got arthritis in my right hip.
Damn.
How?
Because you 50 something.
No, I'm blaming my ex-wife.
Oh God.
And my new.
How you blaming her for inflammation?
I'm blaming every woman I ever talked to. Any woman, even if
you're listening, don't.
But
listen
if I just talk to you on the phone, I'm not blaming you. But if we ever went out on a date,
if you touched them,
or
don't
you ever
don't
dropped
listen to
something
them,
in front of me, have you ever dropped anything in front of me? I'm blaming you because I'm a gentleman. I'm the type open the door for you. You'll never touch the door if I'm with you. Don't stop a man from being a gentleman. Let me get the door.
All right, don't drop nothing, but he will open the door.
Not now.
Oh, you ain't
I'm
opening
53.
the door, Eve?
Nope. I'm opening the door.
Oh, I'm about to say,
if you drop something, I'm not getting it.
Now.
I'm not getting it if you drop something. I'm over 35. We made the rules, Khadijah, and you agreed. Deej, you said that's
Listen,
the rules.
let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I don't even want to bend down and get nothing. So I'm with you.
So you gonna leave it there?
Get a grabber, get the little thing that because let me tell you something, okay?
Get a grabber.
I worked in the nursing home, right?
Get a grabber.
All the stuff that I saw, the people that I take care of, and I worked with elderly people for years and years and years and years.
I love elderly people.
I love elderly people. They so smart and full of wisdom, and if they love you, they love you, and they always got your back.
But y'all did some sneaky shit in them places.
No, not me, because I don't play that. But they do. They do, but I wasn't that type because I'm going to treat you like I would treat my grandmother.
Okay.
Like I'm not going to treat nobody no way that I wouldn't want to be treated. So I didn't play that shit, you know. But I loved working with the elderly. But I'm going to tell you something. That work is hard work. All the facilities is always short staffed. I don't give a damn what facility it is.
You said that's the setup for
that's
the drive.
The whole thing. Like, it's always short staff. You supposed to have 2 people on the full when you put somebody on a Hoyer lift. And if you don't know what a Hoyer lift is, it's the lift that you put if you have quadriplegic. Because I used to have quadriplegic patients. They didn't move nothing. So I had to do everything for them, including getting them out the bed, dressing them, every single thing.
Damn.
If you put them, even if you have a lift, it helps you lift them, but you still have to get them in position to be on the lift seat to get in the lift. Okay. So it's still a lot of tossing and turning and pushing.
So did you ever ragdoll one of them one day?
No, I never.
On the DL?
Let me tell you what I did.
DL, like a little rough.
No, let me tell you what happened to me one time. Because when you really care about people, right?
No, I know.
No, I'm serious. This is something that happens. Because sometimes you do stuff and you don't be paying attention. And I'm paying for these things now with my back. I had a patient. It was a husband and a wife. And I'm sure they probably not here no more because one of them was sick. But they was.
Oh, so that's why you can't tell your secret. Go ahead.
I'm not. It was a secret. It wasn't really a secret. It was something that happened. They was in a room together. So the husband, he was a tall guy, heavy guy too. He was like a sports, and he was real tall. But he was in a chair. He couldn't walk, and I had to literally, like I said, do everything, get him up. One day, he was trying to reach for something in his chair, and before I could get to him, he was trying to do it himself. His chair was tipped over.
Oh my God.
I lift him and
you mean weeble wobble, but he fell down?
Listen, the chair was almost, I lift him and the whole chair up in one swoop, like bam. And he looking at, they used to call me T, because you know, by my biological name or whatever. And he looking at me like, and he was like, oh my God, T, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, no, seriously, you just lift up about 500 pounds. Literally.
Damn.
Literally. Because he was like almost 400 pounds, and his chair was a heavy, and it was a big chair because he was a big guy.
But you ain't want him to hurt himself.
It was pick him up, which I wasn't going to let him fall, but I wasn't even thinking about my back. I didn't even think about it. You know, that's why when your adrenaline is rushing, you can do amazing things. But after that, like an hour later, I could not move my legs. Like, they literally sent me home from work. I was out of work for like a week. Okay? Yeah. And here lies my sciatic issues, because I always had, a lot of times I took care of people who couldn't walk, who couldn't do nothing. I had to do everything. And when you pushing and pulling and tugging and rolling them over, and you ain't, even if you do it right, even if you use your knees and all that, man, that helps a little, but it don't help enough where you won't eventually have issues with your back. Because if you did that kind of work, and then I worked for 332 too, I did construction and all kinds of stuff. So I was lifting stuff. So, That's why I don't do too much of standing or too much sitting no more. Because I can't do too much of either one. It has to be, a medium.
Right.
Because my back don't tolerate sitting for too long, and I can't stand for too long either.
Yeah, that's more like on the OG side. Like when you start getting older, you do have to watch out for poor posture. But it's a lot of young people out here got developing poor posture because a lot of people don't want to exercise. I know I make a lot of excuses to exercise, and I ain't in the best shape that I used to be. My shit used to be super tight, even though I be feeling like, people, you work out. No, I wish if I go to gym for like 2 months, I'll be looking like Calvin Klein.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Calvin Klein. I'll be looking like
a Calvin Klein model.
Johnny Versace. I'll be looking like Dolce & Gabbana. I'll be looking like
Gianni Versace wasn't in there.
I'll be looking like Sean Carter. I'll be looking like EA every day.
You be looking like EA every day with the MCA.
You have no idea. I love to dress though. Dressing is what I do. And the reason why I like to talk about it because people think that it's about spending a lot of money for stuff, and I'm gonna keep saying that.
No, it's not.
No, you don't have to spend.
Nope.
Now I ain't saying that. Let me just say this.
You can be fancy, fashionable, and frugal at the same time.
Absolutely.
I remember I had a friend, right?
Don't be disrespectful like my friend that I ain't want to say his name. He be real disrespectful. He be having on the shit like this is what I want to say. I will say this real quick. Hold your thought. Don't be disrespectful and wear the stuff that we know you can't afford. Like, wait a minute.
Like, you're not going to wear that Balenciaga shirt 4 days in a row.
Do you know what Balenciaga costs? Like, it costs more than Gucci. Like, all right, you got on Louis, right?
The T-shirt, like $500.
Listen, real rap, like, low seriously, though.
No, for real, though.
You got on head to toe? Go get some, if you want to wear designer, go get Tommy, Polo. Like, it's affordable. Like, designer is designer. Designer is anybody name that's not yours.
Chaps.
Go get some chaps.
Bill Blass.
Yeah, go get Billy Blass.
Pierre Cardin. They still
go
sell
get Pierre Cardin.
They still sell
Go get Sergio Valente.
Jeans for the way you spend your day.
Yeah, like, listen, you can go in Ross. I go in Ross.
There's nothing wrong with shopping in Ross,
no, listen,
actually. I like shopping
I shop in Saks, Roth, Bergdorf. I go in it's not a store I don't go in. Neiman, I go in Nordstrom's. I shop in every pristine store, every top-notch couture store in the world. Yes, I shop at Ross. I shop at Marshall's. One of my favorite stores used to be, the one over Jersey, was Burlington Coat Factory.
You know what used to be my shit over
Jersey?
Yeah. Sims.
That's where I found my different Adidas, my different Nikes, because they're outlets. When the stores get tired of all the stuff, they send it to them.
Well, let me just tell you something about them outlets, which is no longer outlet. I remember when outlet prices was half off. Now you go in the Nike, full of shit.
Inflation.
Full of shit is
them PPA loans they got.
Full of shit.
Inflation.
Okay.
The inflation.
Bull crap.
Russian war.
Listen, this is how I know. Like, I'm a person, like EA said, retail therapy was my thing.
Right.
So I always shopped, and I went to outlets all over the place, like New York, Rehoboth Beach. I love to shop at the outlets, and I always would go shop, especially for my kids and school time. But now when I go in these outlets, the prices is not outlet prices, and it ain't.
Well, that's why
you might get like 2 rows of outlets.
Keep
prices
your ass out of certain stores.
No, I'm still going in, but I'm just saying, don't say it's an outlet.
Well, it's outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving you an outlet. It's not inside. It's out. It's outletted. Let's look up the word outlet. Let's see, because I want to know. Let me ask my girl. What is the definition of outlet?
BS.
Here's the definition of
Hey,
outlet.
Yusuf. Hey, Jim.
A pipe or hole through which water or gas may escape.
Okay.
That's not the word.
That's not. Wait a minute. That's the word. That's the word outlet. So we have to be more specific. So
what is a shopping outlet?
What is the definition of a shopping outlet?
According to Wikipedia, an outlet store, factory outlet or factory shop is a brick and mortar or online store in which manufacturers sell their stock directly to the public.
Right.
See, there you go.
They do not say
They
discounted
liquidate,
prices.
but they kind of liquidate. No, it's a liquidation. An outlet. All right, wait a minute. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who came up with the idea of having an outlet mall? It don't say. The father of America's shopping mall hated what he created. All right. So it say, according to QZ.com.
Roebuck.
Oh, wow. Give a picture and everything.
Is it Roebuck?
No. That's your field. Go ahead, do you. Look, these Sears and Roebuck was one of the first stores. Macy's was one of the first stores.
Yes, Macy's was. Macy's
Yeah.
was one. Macy's was 1937.
Yeah.
And I know that because I worked at Macy's, and then when you work at Macy's, they kind of tell you the whole
Get to
story.
tell you the whole history.
But it's
right.
actually a part of a conglomerate called.
I think, was it what John Wanamaker's is too? Or no?
They're under an umbrella actually.
Okay.
Cause I got stock in not Macy's, but I have.
Oh,
I
you got stock in Trump
I
organization?
got stock in Ann Teller, Coach.
That's smart. Ann Teller is an old.
Catherine's. It's a woman's older store. Catherine. It's like 4 stores. All like 4. It's actually 6.
Right.
And they are under one incorporation. And I got stock in them. And I'm gonna tell you something. I bought these shares of Coach, and I was just testing it out because I was really just learning.
They knew designer over at Coach.
It started out the shares with
get a clap.
the shares was $14.
Mm-hmm.
The shares is $60
now.
Yes.
Inflation.
What I did
Russian war.
No, let me tell you why.
PPP loans.
Let me tell you why Coach makes money. It's the number 1 designer in China.
Oh wow.
Now, how many people in China?
About 8 million.
No, billion.
8. Damn.
It's a billion. It's almost a billion. That's why I bought that stock. When they said Coach was one of the top designer in China,
2022.
I bought that stock because it's a whole lot of people
According
there.
to Trading Economics, population in China is expected to reach 14.00 million by the end of 2022, according to Trading Economics global macro models and analysts' expectations.
Damn.
Yes. So
14 million motherfuckers living on top of each other.
So that's why I bought that stock.
United States population 2022.
China, you know.
330.
All right, 332,403,650.
Almost. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, we pile. Look, I never get before I get into the topic, the female topic, because it's a real sensitive topic, and I watched. No lie. I was watching the RPX show, Rose show, when I was just in here, just chilling, leisure time, and she had my cousin Star as a guest on there from the Chuji show, and their guest was Tuna.
Who's that?
Just a friend of ours that be around.
No,
And
I thought it was.
the topic was well, basically, in a nutshell, they had a big blow up, a nice blow up, a good controversial blow up. And I was just like, it's a lot of men out here that do say that women are too dominant and act too masculine. And he was saying, he was trying to explain it in a way, but he did explain it a little bit more aggressive by saying that women is supposed to be in the back chilling while the men do what we do and we run the household. And you got to watch. If you haven't watched the transcript of Rose show, the RPX show, it was on last week, last Tuesday.
Where can you watch it?
Last Wednesday or Thursday, to be a fact. Watch it.
Where's
Glockaware. All the
what's it
shows
called?
on Glockaware.
What is it?
The RPX show.
The RPX show. Why?
Yeah.
Show?
Just go check it out. And my man Tuna, he was.
It's a new show.
The girls snapped. They snapped on him. He was to me, he was demonstrating how we feel. And yes, it may have got misconstrued of him being a chauvinist, because he is a strong, firm believer that the male need to take back the household, and the women has too much say so.
Okay.
I don't want to speak for him.
All right, can I say something as a woman? Because I hear that a lot from men. But to be perfectly honest, when did the men ever really run a household? They never really ran the household. They bring home the money to the wife, and the wife ran the household. And that was because when men say that, I don't know what part what they talking about because they never ran a household. Because running a household is going to the market, taking care of the kids, washing clothes, cooking food, making sure everything is tight and right. That's running a household.
Excuse me.
Okay, you normally the men ain't really the one that run the household. They provide, but when it comes to running a household, that's normally us. So I don't know. I don't know about that little EA had to run. But what you think? What you think, audience? Because a lot of times people get stuff misconstrued and they act like women want to take on these roles of doing everything when technically, in my opinion, we don't. We don't want to have to be the one to do everything. But we have found in most cases that we really don't have a choice. We really don't have a choice. A lot of us are single women, you know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times when we in relationships, a lot of times guys say they want to be the dominant. See, it's one thing to say you want to be the dominant and say you and be bravado and say this and that. But when it really comes down to taking care of your household, a lot of times people don't always fill in that category. But they want to have that, they want to pretend that it's all, but really it don't really be like that.
Let me defend y'all women. Keep it all real.
And we don't have a choice a lot of times.
Men, we done did so much fucking up that they don't trust us no more. Let's just be all way honest. It ain't just the heavy-set females no more. It ain't the heavy-set females where the guys used to prey on them and they, the stereotype. And I hate this because this is a stereotype.
Right.
Ink of tax time and all that kind of stuff. I know it's funny. I know that's why I said it. But
it goes deeper than that.
Let me say this because I'm speaking as a male and I'm not Steve Harvey. I'm not saying that all men fuck up. Like all women don't fuck up. But when y'all more sneakier than men, I will say that. Real Rap TV. But men, I know some men, and a conversation was basically on he don't believe that a woman. It's crazy because he even went to the point.
I want to know what he said.
It's so much. He even said that it's making me think about it. Like a woman that makes six figures, like they shouldn't be in those positions. I don't want to misconstrue this.
Wait a minute. Let me just ask you. Sometimes men get it misconstrued because first of all, I practice Islam for a long years and years, almost more than I practice any religion. I've been Muslim. And a lot of times people, they say they know about the religion and they read and they this and that, but they really don't. And they say these things like this. First of all, if you know anything about
polygamy,
Islam, not even polygamy.
Okay.
When the Prophet married his first wife, who was Khadijah, she was rich. Mm-hmm. She had her own businesses. He worked for her before he married her. And all the things that she had was hers.
Right.
And that was one thing that in Islam, that the women's money is the women's money. The man is supposed to take care of everything, but the women's money is her money. Right. See, a lot of times people want to say dig into things, but let's get down to the meats and potatoes of the real thing. Right. And they don't pull a weight to take care of the whole household. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes.
Well,
not just because wait a minute. Hold up, but it goes
because I talked about tuna, a Pacific person. I don't want to get
not just him. Let me just say this because people, they always say stuff like that. But think about this because it's deeper than that. When we got into this society where we live in now, the colonized society, mm-hmm. They put women in the back. But before colonization, women was never in the back.
That's what the
women was never in the back.
There. That's what the dispute was about. Women, quote unquote, it was said that women were never, ever, ever dominant.
Bull crap.
Women used to stay, cook, clean, and do what they did while the men went out and.
He needs to go research.
Well, the men did go hunt.
He needs to research Queen Zinga and the African women warriors. These is women that stopped colonization from happening in these countries.
Okay.
Study. People like to say, see, this is the thing. When a person don't want you to do something, they're going to try to find proof or basis of why you shouldn't be able to do it. But if you really want to educate yourself on women and all that they have done in the world, because without us and without you too, but we always held stuff together. We've been warriors. We the one that stand behind the men.
Oh, no, I'm with it. See, I had disagreed with Tuna on a certain couple of topics because as he was talking, he had a lot of validity with certain things he was saying. He did. But a lot of things I just disagree. But he has a right to have his opinion.
Right, you're absolutely.
Everybody has a right to have their opinion.
But good luck
different.
finding a woman and being in a relationship where you're going to be happy.
Well, what he said, he don't want a woman that go out and make it. He don't want a woman that had nothing. He want to take care of her. He want to stay home and please him and be there for him.
Nope.
He's saying that's what's wrong with what's going on now because the women out here so busy being bosses, you know, and they should be home taking care of the family and taking care of the man.
Oh, so we supposed to stay home barefoot and pregnant while he run around and do good? That's BS. Women, go live your life, fulfill your dreams. Stay away from people that think you're supposed to stay in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant because the women that stay home barefoot and pregnant, they didn't want to stay home. It was laws that kept women from working. Women couldn't go to school. It was laws that kept women from, and women still getting paid less than men right now because of those patriarchal laws that we have in this country. We never set back though. We always been in wars, been everywhere. So I don't understand that's a personal that's a personal
I just think it was his personal opinion.
That he wants a woman that stays home.
But I was saying you
might find a woman like that.
Tubman, bro.
Right.
Like Sojourner Truth. Like you forgot about them type women and that was way before the ancient Egyptian philosophy. Like we talk about modern.
No, that wasn't before ancient Egyptian women.
It wasn't before, you know what I meant.
It was women.
But what I was trying to say is in modern time, there were women that were powerful examples. That's what I was trying to say. Like, that was after the ancient Egyptian philosophy.
Exactly.
You know, that was more where you could say that was less than 100 years ago. Less than 200 years ago.
Yep.
That was just, so that's kind of recent and current where you can reference that. So that was one thing I disagreed with him. And another thing that I super disagreed was that to say, I don't want, I want a woman. Now, this, I got this from practice, 24 years of service. I hear women say, fuck no, I don't want a man to go half with nothing with me. He gonna pay for it all.
Yeah.
So that made me say, oh, bitch, you must be broke. No disrespect. Excuse my figurative speech. I'm just talking hip.
Right.
I'm just saying it so it can sound fly and cool. Sorry, y'all. Forgive me. I like, because no women are bitches.
You're grown.
No, I don't like, no. That's not, I don't like.
We know what you meant.
All right, okay. But I want,
it in a figure.
I don't want you to assume.
Right.
Assumption is a bad thing. Now, I honestly, I know people probably like, no. Women. That's how powerful they show was. No disrespect.
I gotta go back and watch it.
Because I'm trying to get my thoughts out, and I keep bringing back
what was going on.
Because I watched it, and I swear I'm like, yo, this is a decent podcast. Because it's no right or wrong.
Right.
It's everybody who got opinions.
Right.
And all my cousin kept saying, what? We not black, first of all. We melanated women, and she said
we a lot of things that we not.
So he made a fact topic about where the men were at wars, and that's why they couldn't take care of the children. She went off. My baby fathers wasn't at no war, and them niggas don't take care of their kids.
Right. Yeah. See, you can't.
They was mixing modern day
you cannot,
with right now.
You cannot. First of all. You have to, first of all, people, there's no way you want to be able to compare the times from 13, 14 years ago, 100 years ago to what's going on now. Okay? Like you can't, there's no way.
Yeah, because like,
and women was,
and it bothered me because
women was warriors in Islam too. They fought in those wars.
No, they did.
They did.
Gilly the Kid
women
mom
fought in these wars.
Gilly the Kid mom was a lieutenant. She was a female lieutenant.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about the FOI part. No, I'm talking about when Islam was first coming, and because it was a new religion at the time. Right. Most people was Christians, and then when Islam came and it was religious wars, women fought in these wars. And the problem is people gravitate towards something. They want to say, oh, I'm this and I'm that, but they really do not study. They do not really study.
Oh, no.
What they do is what a lot of people do is they take what good part they like. Well, and they whatever feels good for them, especially when it feels like a diamond. Because one thing that I don't like, this is one thing that I don't like. Because a lot of times, and this coming from a Muslim woman, a lot of these brothers, and I'm not talking about all of them, but a lot of them, they want to try to quote religion to you. They want to try to say you're supposed to do this and do that. They don't do the things they supposed to do. They go shopping with the women food stamps. They take her money and buy the Rex and shit and open up a stand. Listen, I'm telling you from being for real.
Yeah, some of them brothers. I understand.
And only a hit dog a holler. So if it ain't you, don't get mad. But if it's you, you know who you is. And then you want to sit there and try to say, and then the women don't listen to you. Why would she listen to you? You're a liar. You don't stand on what you say you stand on. You stand on what feels good to you. You understand what I'm saying?
So you speak for the women that was mad because them brothers wanted them stamps and he wanted to control what he got out the market.
Because she ain't supposed to be, because if you the man.
Because he ain't want her getting Lucky Charms.
No, because guess what? If you the man, she shouldn't be getting no food stamps. She shouldn't have been in the welfare office because guess what? Women with husbands is not supposed to have food stamps. Okay, so if you really wanna be her husband and do the right thing, marry her. Put it on a book.
Well, no, some things I'm not gonna kick the system because certain people don't have the financial means to support themselves, so they lean on the system in an emergency situation.
Yeah, but if you marry, you're supposed to take care of your wife.
Even being married,
no.
Married don't mean be. Wait a minute, Khadijah. Married don't mean be financially stable.
No, it don't.
So don't say that.
But this is the thing, though. This is where you missing the point.
No,
if you the man that's supposed to be taking care of all this shit, she don't supposed to be on welfare.
But in a certain circumstance, that's why I was saying but that's why I started off saying what the women said, what the girls said, and I see a lot of women say this in their quotables and their stories, just gesture jokes. You know what? Go half. What? Me and my ex-wife went half on everything. First of all, we had them kind of bills where we had to go half. That's number one. Mm-hmm. And we lived like kings and queens.
Right.
She still lived like a queen, and my daughter lived like a big queen. Mm-hmm. I'm starting over, so it's cool.
Right.
I got my income. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'll retail therapy, so I'll buy me another one, and I'm good. It's okay to go half. Yeah. Let me break this down, because I get this conversation all the time. It doesn't matter if, now this is me, because the conversation that my man Tuna was having, he ain't with that. He ain't new. He don't want his pup to work at all. He wanted to stay home, do woman duties, which a woman is supposed to, be the other half for the male, and the male is supposed to be the other half for the female. He want her to do those female obligations. That's what he said. I want her to stay home, be a wife. He did. I forgot his phrase, but I'm close. I know I'm close.
Well, I hope that he's able to find someone that will fulfill what he likes. Because most women today, they not with that.
But let me say this to you.
Because we can't depend on nobody. Because when we put our guard down and we allow somebody to come in, because I've had it happen to me. We put our guard down and say, okay, I'm gonna let now my ex-husband. He took care of everything. He paid all the bills. I worked too. But when I ain't want to work no more, he was like, all right, you can quit. But he went back to jail. And I didn't go to work. And he went back to jail. And then when that happened.
He was on drug dealer expenses.
He wasn't a drug dealer. But he wasn't a drug dealer.
No disrespect.
That's the whole thing, though. But he wasn't a drug dealer. That's not why he went back to jail. But the thing is, he went to prison. He was the one that was taking care of everything. Now, when you set yourself up, when he went to jail, then I was stuck.
Well,
I was stuck. Why? Because I fully depended on him. Like they say, I fully depended. Now I did have some. I ain't gonna say I didn't have nothing. I had a little bit of cushion to sit on, but that don't last but so long. You understand what I'm saying? That only lasts a little while.
See, but that independent independent mind is what broke up the family. It broke up people wanting to be in a relationship. I ain't even gonna say marriage. Everybody right now, why is it more single women than men? We ain't gonna talk about jail. We know the men fucking up. We killing ourselves.
Well,
know that.
When it comes to black women, I'm gonna say
I ain't saying black.
I'm going to say
all women.
Listen, no, I'm But you can't see. That's the problem. You can't because it's
Why can't I?
Because why?
We
Because
all-
black women is
I
the
almost said
ones
human
that's
beings,
no.
but-
Black women are the ones that are single the most out of any. We get
So
listen.
so wait a minute.
It's natural. It's a listen. It's everywhere. It's you can just look it up. We're the ones that we do not get
So
married.
if I have a child that's mixed, my fucking child don't matter?
I didn't say that. You missed.
But
you
no.
missed the point. If you
That's
have
why I
a
see why
child-
my cousins say I don't like to say black. We not black.
Well, I'm not. I'm
we
sorry. I'm
melanated.
going to say black.
No, but
Whatever.
no, let me-
With melanated.
But I learned.
We're
I
not
learned from that.
Africans either, but they keep calling
No,
us that.
melanated women, melanated men. I
Alright,
like that.
listen.
Because I'm like, why she keep saying that? I get it.
We all
Everybody
melanated.
say that. Black. Then some people say no. Don't say you black. Say you
Listen, it's a whole
African
bunch of stuff.
American.
We don't know what the hell we
Okay, right. KRS-One used to say, I'm not African American. I'm a, what did he say? What's this? No. You said
I
you know
seen him
every
last
rap.
night.
You said you know every rap.
I don't know
What
what
did he
song
say,
you talking
Deej?
about.
I quarter. You do not know every rap.
You see, I tell me the song.
Last week you said you know every
You ain't tell me the song. You just,
KRS-One one when he
Which one?
said,
He got a whole bunch of them. I'm still number one.
I'm not
Which one?
African, I'm black American, I'm Afro-American.
Oh, something like that.
No,
But I don't-
Deej,
but
you ain't on
listen,
point. I
me-
quarter.
I love
quarter.
but I
No,
love KRS-One, but I don't agree with that because on some real stuff, like
Well, you need to go back to the concert
I
and
got
listen
like
to his
about
lyrics.
this much African blood in me, and I'm a Native American, and that's
See?
and I'm a Native American, and let's just say this, I'm a Aboriginal American. Let me just say that. What I do have a little bit African
How do you
in me
know?
because my great grandmother Isabella Garrison, who was born in 1889 in Accomack County, Virginia. Her mother was a full-blooded
So she
Cherokee.
wasn't a slave.
No, didn't I tell you that? I said she got mad at me when I
You
said
did say
all
that.
people were
LL Cool
slaves.
J grandma wasn't a slave.
Listen, let me say, there's a whole lot
watched
of
that back.
there's a whole lot of us that they would like to keep saying. Majority of us came from Africa. Do your studies. I'm not saying we don't have African blood in us,
no, we
but
did. The ones that they portray
a lot of
did
us
come
is
from
already
Western
here.
Africa.
A
They
lot-
did.
No, how about this?
They
how
did.
How about this?
And they did practice the religion. They did practice monotheism,
Listen.
Islam. They did.
Listen, how about this though? How about before all
That's
of that?
a fact.
No, but how about before all of that? See, this is the thing. How about, well, not even before Islam.
And we were taught
No,
Christianity.
but how about this?
That's a fact. Sorry.
This the thing. How about the Aboriginal Americans that was on this land that they took to Africa? Because see, and you can just go look it up. It's not nothing I'm pulling out of the air. These are facts. Go find them. They came over here and they took a
What's the
whole
name of the tribe? You remember?
They took a bunch of tribes. They snatched them up because first of all, they keep telling us why. Interesting. Why is it that us as blacks in America is the only people who have?
We not black.
Listen, whatever. Melanated people in America.
All right,
Melanated people in America.
Change my app. I'm
Listen.
not filling out no more
No,
apps.
hold up.
with
Hold up.
blacks.
I've been stopped filling it out with that. But I'm gonna just say this.
No, because I'm glad Star put me down. I ain't
But
gonna
I'm
lie,
gonna just say this. Let me
you
just
learn
say
every
this
day.
because I'm really into like history, and I'm not just talking. I've really literally been researching.
Shout out OG Moose Batu in the building.
Really researching. And my grandparents on my mother's side and my father's side, like I told y'all before, they always said that we was Cherokees. I don't care what nobody said. Both sides. But when
My
you go,
cousin used to put a bunch of Vaseline
you go to
in his face
school-
back in the day, telling me I'm half Cherokee.
listen, when you go to school and you say that, because I used to say because I asked questions, I was a child that talked a lot. So when you say something that I know that my great-great-grandmother, I'm at home with this woman that was born in 1889. I goes to her house and asks her questions. And she said, like, my family was not slaves. And I said, well, they said in school. And she said, I don't give a damn what they told you. My people was never slaves. And she explained about her grandmother. Her grandmother was Cherokee. Her grandfather was Irish.
You was being disobedient, telling grandma.
Well, no, because they
The way
say
they talk,
no, because
the
you
way
know what
they
they say to
project
us.
it
Do
to you.
you know what they say when black people say they Indians? They be like, oh, but all black people say they Indian. All black people say that. That's what people say. People say that. But why are we? But just think about it. Why are we saying this? All of us are saying this, and we're all just making this up. That's what they want us to believe. They want us to believe that we're all
That was
just
make believe.
but the best thing you can do, because I'm going to tell you something. They say, go get a DNA test. That is bullcrap. I'm telling you right now. The
All right, quick
results
question.
don't even stay the same. How do the results of your DNA change? I got a DNA test, right? In 2000, And 2008. This is before everybody started going home. I spent $400 and something. And the reason why I did this is because, like I said, one of my teachers was a Cherokee, and he was white. I thought he was from Britain, but he said he was a Cherokee. He said his mother was a Cherokee, and he came up to me. He was like, "Are you paying for school?" And I said, "Yes." He was like, "Well, you're a Cherokee," and I'm like, "How you know that?" He was like, "I can look at you and tell. I know what Cherokees look like. You shouldn't be paying for school." He gave me the number to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And he told me to call Indian.
Yo, you are Indian.
Listen, I called Indian.
ID,
let me tell you something. It's not
Where's your ID?
That. It's not going to say I'm an Indian on there. Listen,
when
I called the Indian Bureau of Affairs, this is what they told me.
I want one.
This is what the Indian Affairs told me.
Right.
He said, you may possibly be totally correct. There are lots of people here that are Native Americans. But if your family was not on the DOS rolls, you cannot claim to be a Native American. And I don't care what it is. It's only 12 tribes, and Cherokee was one of them, and it's the Sioux and it's a few others that they allowed to be considered.
Come on, you want to elaborate on that, Bruce Batu? Because you know,
talk about it. You can come in and talk about it. But so the DOS rolls.
We have a guest that's giving some insight.
Yeah, that was the five. No, it was. No, we was here. No, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
So
Hold up.
Bruce Batu said we was here.
Bruce Batu is right, because this is what happened. It was supposed to be for the original people, but they allowed the white people to sign up and be $5 Indian. My grandmother used to always call everybody a $5. She would always like, get your $5. Use the $5. She always, and I never. No, she always called people $5 Indians, and I never knew why she said that. But then when I started researching, because when I wanted to look up my ancestry, and I started researching and digging, and I found out where that quote $5 Indian came from. And that's why when you see these people, a lot of these people that say they the original Native Americans, they really not. They not.
They the $5 Indians.
They the $5 Indians.
You'd have took $5.
And if you really want to know who
$5 was like having 50,000 back then.
Listen, it's a place underneath.
Everybody would have sold out. They would have sold out nowadays.
So listen, think about this.
They got no loyalty.
They have Indian records.
$3 Indians.
They had the Indian records hidden in a cave. Why are they in a cave? Why are the Indian records? They said they burnt them all up. That's what they said. They said they burnt them all up. But through my research, I found that there's a cave, and all of these Indian records is in these caves, and it's literally locked down, and it's in the Midwest somewhere. And this is where the records at. When I went to go did my research, it stopped at my great-great-grandmother, who was mixed. She was black and Cherokee Irish mixed, because her mother went with an African and had her.
It all depends on where your folks come from.
Hold up. It stops at her. Where is her mother information, the one that was the Indian? I can't find it. Where's her grandmother's information that she gave me?
Because it was no mandated reporters.
You crazy. I
wasn't these.
I got census records. Don't tell me.
Okay.
I have census records.
That's your opinion.
It's not opinion. It's a fact. It's census record from the United States government.
And what year was that?
I got from 1825 up. What do you mean?
So
what are you talking about?
It's a lot of different what they call black history, meaning whatever happened to the Dead Sea Scrolls. Perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they didn't feel like the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha that used to be in the Bible. Do your research. Come on.
I don't even know how to say that word. Say that again.
It was the laws that was in the Bible, the first book.
I just know the Ten
Commandments. It's sort of like the Ten Commandments.
But I also know that a lot of that came from
the Apocrypha. Do some research. It's called the Apocrypha. Apocrypha. I think I'm enunciating it correctly.
Probably saying
no,
looking up
these,
for something
I did 5 years, no TV.
You gonna have me looking up Apocrypha, and I ain't gonna be able to find.
You got Google, right?
Yeah.
I put you down with. I did 5 years, no TV, no radio. I read encyclopedias.
Mm-hmm.
Do your research. You want to know what it is. I know what it is.
I'm gonna look it up.
And I was taught this in the jail.
I don't know how to spell it, so
I was taught you don't need to know how to spell it. Apocrypha. That's all you got. You can ask your phone. Your phone is more smarter than your laptop.
I'll do it after I get off air.
And it will give you closer. But if you ain't got to know how to spell it in Google. Google has one of the best match search results.
I know, but my mic ain't coming up on this damn computer.
No, they don't need the mic. No, I'm talking about typing in. But anyway.
I don't know how to spell it.
The Apocrypha is some of the laws that was taken out like she was right, like the Ten Commandments.
Oh, the apocryphal
Well-
books of the Bible. Here they go.
Let me, like these be in doubt. I don't know why. Like I don't speak out of the
The
tongue.
laws, books of the Bible.
If I say something, I researched and read it myself.
I wonder if the Gospel of Barnabas is one of.
Can I finish my topic, Deej? Real quick.
Go.
Some people need, like, you know, when I used to say, I don't want to hear that pro-black shit. I used to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's because it's not that I didn't know no better. I wasn't informed. Like, you got informed at a certain
you ain't know
time.
nobody. That's what I meant.
When I went to jail, the Black Man's University, that's what I called it when I went, because I was a cold, play with gun boy, sell drugs, poison out people.
It's King James. You can't even really like.
But King James is the first one that translated. Him and Shakespeare, 1611.
Right, but.
So you can.
What
year you quoted? Wait a minute. What year you
quoted?
quoted?
You gonna listen to a law that Shakespeare wrote in King James because that probably didn't come from.
What year you quoted? 18 what?
1825 was the
there
first one.
King James' first version was 1611. Him and 12 different scholars sat down and
At
read.
the Council of Nicaea, I know that.
What? No, before that. Before that. It was before that. They compiled all the sayings. I don't want to get in that because it'd be like I'm grinding up Christianity, and I'm not.
Well,
Each his
I
own,
suggest
each his
people
own.
just do research on anything. Peace, how you doing, Philip? Research anything, cause
Yeah, you got
I research
to.
everything.
You just
cause some things, you know.
and don't research
You
just
should
to be
research.
argumentative.
Right.
I'm not into
Research so
that
you can be
because
educated.
I never talk about religion. To each his own. If that ain't putting no money in my pocket and making me eat better, which can help me shit better to keep away colon cancer, I don't give a flying you know what you eat, what you do, what kind of drugs you do, and how have you having unprotected or protected sex. It ain't my business. I ain't got to stand what I do and say because of what you doing.
Just research everything.
Always research.
A
A brother told me that in the jail. I asked him what was Stockholm Syndrome. He said, you studying psychology, right? You giving them $50 a month, right? To take their courses, right?
And they ain't tell you what Stockholm Syndrome.
Go back and ask that professor. I asked the professor. He said, who told you that? He said, you'll never get to that. He said, your first 3, 4, 5 years of studying is studying sociology and psychology and how the brain work. Your first couple years is how the brain. So that was some of the books they did. It was whole brain theory. That's why I started learning the hemisphere of the brains. And that's why I start seeing where they start grinding up religion. And start saying that, like, and it was a racist, it was a biased statement. It was a book called Whole Brain Thinking. It's a psychology book. It said blacks and Hispanics will never be dominant in society because they lack whole brain thinking.
First of all,
Can I finish?
go ahead, because it's funny that they say that. Really?
Real quick.
Stop,
Now, I only want to say this, because then you can elaborate. We know whole brain thinking is what? It's a right side hemisphere and a left side.
Right.
One is physical, one is spiritual. And this where it went. This where another book that was grinding that book up that was more on the far side said they're kind of right. Because what was the first book that was given to us?
The Bible.
What's the first thing we start saying? We shall overcome.
That's not the first
Forgive
thing.
them. I mean, hypothetically.
Forgive
hypothetically.
turn the cheek.
Turn the other cheek.
Turn the other cheek.
Hypothetically.
Get your ass whipped and don't do
Now,
this shit.
go ahead. I just wanted to, that's all I really wanted.
All right, so this is my thing.
Uh-huh.
You made me lose my train of thought. You know I'm old.
I'm sorry. I'm old too. That's why I had to get my
I just say research everything.
Why is it important?
It's important. Anything that you involve your life in,
Right.
you should research it. Why? Because sometimes we don't research stuff and we don't know what we only know what somebody told
heard
you.
it from
You only know what somebody told you.
That's
You ain't
right.
gonna research it for yourself. And it's a lot of stuff out
Everybody
there
do that.
we should research.
Everybody do
There's
that.
the truth to everything. But
Everybody
some stuff
do that.
is misconstrued.
Don't even know the truth.
It's in any religious. Let me just say,
Right.
in any
Look up the
religious
origin.
text, in any religious text, it's some truth to every single religious
It
text.
is.
The part is you don't know what you supposed to gravitate to and what you not supposed to gravitate to.
That is true.
And that's the whole thing. And then I know people's like, oh well, this it can't have no mistakes in it. Well, I don't know that because I can't read every 250,000 a notebook. So I don't know that if a book gonna have a mistake in it or not, cause I ain't gonna read. I can't read all of them. So to me, that's to say I'm not supposed to go research because I'm just supposed. Well, I'm not at that point in my life where I'm really just gonna keep just believing stuff. I'm gonna go research some stuff. I'm gonna go dig deeper. Why? It's important to me. Things is important to me, like knowing my heritage, my grandkids knowing who they come from.
It does create a lot of separatism.
That's important to me.
Religion is a form of
because one
separatism.
thing I know is when they said the whole brain you talking about, when they said the black people and the Hispanics will never be, you know why?
Because they
put
whole
the
brain
fear.
thinking.
It's not because we lack whole brain thinking. Who was the first people to have any society? Black people. White people is new to this earth. They only 4,000 years old. We've been here for over 100 and something thousand years old. So how can they sit there and say we don't use our whole brain? That's the propaganda. We've been using our.
That was whatever psychologist.
But look, those books are going to tell you that. But one thing I know is our people always been a spiritual people.
Right.
We've been in tune with nature and all kinds of things before we was taught not to believe anything. Now we don't know who we are. So figure out who you are. Go do some studying. Stop listening to everything everybody tell y'all. And I see y'all next Monday.
And that's the willpower. You heard her, and it's just like that. Damn. It ain't like that, dude.
This is what you
Just
came
like
for.
that.